Welcome back to Top 5 Repairs. If your car, SUV, or truck is leaning too much on one side or sagging too much either on the front or on the rear or on the left or on the right, then most likely you have a suspension issue. Before you start changing any parts, first make sure to check the ride height. You want to make sure which side of the vehicle is sagging or leaning too much. Take your tape measure and measure it right at the center of the wheel or hub. The measurement here is about 18 inch. Now compare it to the other side. Again, measure it right at the center of the hub and wheel. The measurement here is about a little over 15 inch. So ride height is off by 3 inches. As you can see, the vehicle is sagging more on the rear side of the vehicle compared to the front side of the vehicle. So the number one reason why the vehicle is sagging more on the rear is because it has a strut issue. For example, if the strut assembly bushing becomes completely worn and it breaks off, you can lose about half an inch to an inch of ride height. The next reason why your vehicle is leaning or sagging too much on one side is because the coil spring is probably broken. For example, if your coil spring breaks in this area, you're going to lose about an inch and a half or more of ride height. So again, you want to inspect your coil spring and make sure it is not broken. How do you know your coil spring is broken? All you have to do is grab the coil spring and try to move it. The coil spring should not move. And make sure the coil spring did not come out of place. Make sure it's sitting directly on the coil spring seat. So you're going to have it right there. And there's going to be another spot right up here. If your vehicle do not have a coil spring and you drive a truck, it's going to come with leaf springs. If your truck comes with leaf spring, a lot of things can go wrong. For example, the companion leaf can come apart when the central clamp or the U-bolts or the rebound clips break off. You can have bad bushing and this can reduce the ride height. You could have a bad shackle on the leaf spring and it can cause the whole entire leaf spring assembly to come out of place. And if your leaf spring is very rusted and you put way too much load on the leaf spring, this can actually cause the companion leaf to actually break. And lastly, if nothing is broken, your coil spring or your leaf spring and even your shocks can be worn. So make sure to replace those parts if nothing is broken and your ride height is way too low. I hope you found this lesson informative. As always, thank you for watching. Subscribe to Top 5 Repairs.